Hey Zenith, what's up, man? How are you? Hey NBK, how are you? Shoot, man, this was unplanned. I just got home from work. I'm trying to settle in. I had to work late today, which that already makes me upset. And then I found out there's stuff in Genshin that I have to catch up on. Ayah. I've been thinking about Doom all day. I'm over there and he's... That's weird. OBS is telling me audio is going through as well as microphone. This is so funny. I've never done this before. Just jumping away from the speaking. Audio's good for you, cool. Okay, let's see. You'll get this done and over with. How are you guys? My boy Zenith forgot to turn up the volume. Oop. Dude, yes! I'm so happy! Oh, I'm so happy, NBK! Yes. I was worried. I was so nervous you would find it boring, but yeah. Oh man. Once again, my favorite show of all time. Patriot. Oh shoot, that's what's attacking me.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Hey, yeah.
We're way behind schedule.
Can't run from debt.
Yeah, dude. It's such an amazing show. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear that you're enjoying it so far. John Lakeman, man. What a character. I love him. Actually, like, a lot of people are super likable. You got the Master Chief Collection. Let's go, dude. I hope it runs well. Excuse me, sorry. I know I've said this a million times, but I do want to say again, like, every freaking scene in that show is setting something up or establishing something. So, you know, really, really pay attention. Because there's so many payoffs. It runs alright. Cool. Well, hopefully you can do multiplayer with us whenever we do that. Maybe we'll do it again this Friday or something. Or maybe sooner. have I ever added you on Genshin, Zenith? Well, if you have any questions regarding anything right now, I can probably help out. But you probably don't.
No time to lose.
Ring 16. Oh, okay. I wonder if I have a command for my Genshin friend code. Let's find out. I do not.
Nope, yep.
Yeah, it is. I just have it cropped. I'll move it over in a sec if you want to add me. Zenith. Let's see, there's supposed to be new story stuff. Involuntary sacrifice. That's a shit. Sorry. That's a good thing to notice. Every character is usable. No one is outright bad. But I think people don't really use a main because it's just boring, I guess. Maybe they are underwhelming though. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it. Amber is known for being the worst, but even she's usable. I've played with one that was killing it. Alright, story time.
Oh, yes, yes. They have the audacity to go after anything. The 7 dragons, gods. No ancient artifact that relates can escape their greedy ambitions. Still, this time is different. Who do they think they are, going
Whoa.
after the Abyss Order's treasures?
Background music right now, dude. Hang on, I wanna turn up the volume for this. Now let me know if that's too loud for you guys.
Oh, Traveler, it's you.
Never mind, it's too loud. Let me go down a little itty bitty. Okay.
Huh? Ganyu, what are you doing here with Lan? Do you have a commission you need to post?
Hello. We were just discussing the treasure hoarders.
Yes. We were just saying how even the audacious treasure hoarders should know better than to mess with the Abyss. It's just too evil.
But we recently received intel from the Ministry of Civil Affairs that 2 big-time treasure hoarders in Liyue and Mondstadt are planning some big joint operation.
2 big-time treasure hoarders?
Yes. They're known as Big Sis of the South and Raptor of the North.
This... I have to assume this voice from Lan, or Lan, is the same lady that does the broadcasts in Doom Eternal. Because they sound similar to me right now.
Ah, Raptor! Paimon remembers he tried to run away from Amber in Mondstadt. But who is Big Sis of the South?
You already know something then. I guess you must have crossed paths with the treasure hoarders many times before. You were correct. She's the head of the treasure hoarders in Liyue. As I understand it, the treasure hoarders all call her boss. Some say that the god of thieves even bestowed a gift upon her for her exploits, making her big sis of the gods. But that's probably just a wild rumor.
Anyway, the treasure hoarders discovered some previously unexplored ruins that the Abyss Order has been secretly guarding in the shadows. Despite how dangerous that makes it, all the treasure hoarders can think about is what kinds of treasure could be inside.
I don't ever recall them having, like, background music to discussion. Usually it's just the music for whatever area you're in. I might be wrong, but it feels really unique to me right now. So this might be pretty serious, whatever's happening.
They have already devised a plan. They will send out a decoy to divert the Abyss Order's forces away from the ruins, then send an expert thief inside to steal the treasure.
To this end, Big Sis and Raptor have reportedly recruited a certain Grand Thief from Fontaine.
Grand Thief? That's quite an impressive sounding title.
Ah, indeed. He is an extraordinary individual. The Grand Thief is highly respected in the treasure hoarders, in the same way that we adventurers look up to great adventurers.
Yeah, I can see myself being wrong about that, since I don't really pay attention to VAs much. But, it was just a thought I had. Grand Thief is highly respected in the treasure hoarders in the same way we adventurers look up to great adventurers. Stanley? No, Alice.
Ah, so you're familiar with the author of the Tevat Travel Guide, then? Correct. The Grand Thief is someone as renowned as her. So, despite being relative big-timers in Liyue and Mondstadt, Big Sis and Raptor had to put in a lot of work to convince a thief of his status to come and personally oversee this operation.
Oh, see, now they're just playing the Liyue music, like I said.
With the major changes in Liyue recently, the Ministry of Civil Affairs and the Millelith already have their hands full. They don't have any time to investigate rumors about treasure hoarder activity. But anything related to the Abyss makes me feel like there is some unknown danger lurking beneath the surface. So I decided to come to the Adventurers Guild to post a commission.
Well, since I'm here...
Leave this commission to us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good to see this in the hands of a reliable guild member. Well,
Oop. Go to the ruins. Whoa, this is interesting. Some random part of the map. I remember jumping around here. There's never anything here. I haven't noticed, Zenith. I'm not saying you're wrong, I just wasn't paying enough attention. I'll try to pay attention next time she talks. It's been a while since I streamed this, huh?
Activity here. They must have come to these ruins.
Still haven't missed a single day.
I'm sure hope Scanyu's information is reliable. There aren't many guards here. Looks like their plan to draw away the Abyss Order's forces really worked.
They don't launch. Maybe just a month. Seems like it's been a while.
More signs that a treasure hoarder was here. This should be the right direction.
What the heck is that?
Why does it feel stranger and stranger as we make it deeper into these ruins? Be careful now. Paimon's right behind you.
I guess Paimon does sound a little different, huh? But I think it's the same person. I think she may have just... Maybe she... I don't know. Geronimo! Oh, I guess I should be like... There's probably environmental storytelling going on. Whoa, is that guy dead? There's blood everywhere. Oh yeah, his head is drooped.
This looks like a person.
Her head, maybe?
Could it be the Grand Thief? Why is he in that position? Is he praying to something? That's...
Some strange thing that I've never seen. That's a statue of the Seven? Upside down?
Why is the statue of the Seven hanging upside down? And the statue's hands... Paimon remembers they're normally holding an orb, right?
Yeah.
But this statue is holding... What is that?
I mean, it's still an orb.
Paimon has a really bad feeling about this. And the Grand Thief hasn't moved an inch. Do you think he's...
Good BGM right now.
Hello? Are you okay, mister? He's dead.
Wow.
Paimon doesn't feel so good.
This is dark.
Let's get out of here, and fast! We should report back to Ganyu and Lon. Ah! Now what? We can't stay here! Quick, run!
Bring it on. I'll fight. Whoa! Yeah, this seems to be a big deal, whatever's happening right now. Sorry, I can't help but explore. Huh. Dang, that did a lot of damage. Yeah. What? Is it gonna respawn? Okay. Oh, I need to switch characters because Mona can cheese this so hard. But I can't because I'm in a domain. Oh no! No! Oh my god. Right at the tippy top. Dude. Barbara is a healer mostly, but she can do okay damage if we really work on her. But you don't want her for DPS. Oh, what the hell? You want her to heal. Oh, there's a chest here. Yes, this is normal dungeon music, actually. It is pretty good, huh? It gives me Tales of vibes. I never really paid much attention to it. But you're right, it's pretty nifty. Dude, it doesn't take that long for a platform to respawn. None of them are respawning. I think my game's bugged. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Wait, Jean died again? What the heck? Since when? She was alive just a second ago. Alright. Oh my gosh, why game? We can play together mobile and PC. If you wanted to. You don't have to. Dude, why are they not respawning the floors? I had no choice. That was a 3-drop bubble. This is whack. Oh, cool. Let's cheese it. Go me! Go me! Whew. Jeez. That was probably way harder than they intended. Oh, Lord. Am I ready? Who are you? You look kinda cool.
You cannot spy on the secrets of the Abyss. You have come here. You have seen our secrets. For this, you must pay the price. As a herald, I will mete out your punishment.
Where is your face, Herald?
An Abyss Herald?
The one Dane spoke of.
Daneslith. Oh, I thought you were just a couple of pests that stumbled in here by mistake. So, you are with Daneslith, that constant annoyance in our affairs. Did he send you here to die? His resistance against the Abyss has gone nowhere for a long time. There is nothing you can do to change the tide. The Abyss is unstoppable.
Dude, kind of a cool design. He's gigantic. What did you play, if I may ask?
Careful! Please don't get cocky!
Oh wait, he's a water type, which is bad. I brought what's his face? Whoa, that's a sick attack. Okay, I still do normal damage on him. No biggie.
Absorption test. Animal test 6308.
Can I just freeze him? I missed! Oh my god, what is happening?
We're way be- No touching!
Oh, he doesn't freeze.
This power, it seems familiar. I see. So it's you. You are the one. In that case, I shall stay here no longer.
What a tough battle. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, Ganyu smoked that guy.
Such a strong enemy. Who knew the Abyss Order had monsters this powerful among them? Huh? What is it? What are you thinking about? Oh, right, yeah. We're near the exit now. Let's get out of this scary place before something even more dangerous shows up.
Is Ultra Kill not coming to consoles at all? Or is it, but the demo is only on PC?
So, we meet
There he
again.
is.
A little sooner than I had expected.
He's so sick!
Dane!
Judging by your expression, it seems you just experienced something quite strange. Could it be that you encountered an Abyss Herald in those ruins?
That's true.
Huh? How did you know that?
But you do play Doom on a controller, which is crazy to me.
I've been on the Abyss Herald's trail. I didn't expect to find you here as well. An inverted statue of the Seven, holding abyssal power in its hands.
I love him.
No, I have never seen such a thing during my time fighting the Abyss.
I would spend money
Though I
on
have
him.
had my suspicions. Tell me the rest of what happened in there. So you escaped the ruin depths filled with abyssal power, and then?
And then, as we got close to the exit, an Abyss Herald suddenly appeared and blocked our way! We fought a big battle with that thing. Maybe it hasn't gotten too far yet.
Yes, this is a rare opportunity indeed. Come, let's catch up to it.
Yes, sir.
Let's go! A rare opportunity? With Dane helping out, maybe we'll be able to solve more mysteries about the Abyss.
Yeah, I think I... I don't know if I ever succeeded in attempting that NBK. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you're not looking to, like, run Call of Duty at 4K at 120 frames a second. So that's totally fine.
Born of ice and frost.
The thing about PCs also is they're modular. You can upgrade that without dumping the whole thing later. Eventually, if you ever wanted.
Rex,
Oh my god, why am I getting wrecked?
I am sorry.
Is this even where I'm supposed to be? It is. My food thing isn't functioning properly, and I'm kind of annoyed. Oh my gosh! These guys are gonna actually kill me. Okay, now I gotta take this guy's shield down somehow. Oh, it actually works. Yeah, under a grand would probably be fine for most games. PC games usually have a lot of graphical settings that, you know, allow a lot of flexibility.
Born of ice and frost.
Those abyss mages just now. Were they trying to ambush us?
No. They were just digging through these abandoned ruin guards looking for something of value.
Oh, is that so? The Traveler here seems to like doing that a lot too. Looking for chaos devices, chaos circuits,
That's funny.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those are important, man.
They wouldn't be searching for such ordinary objects. In fact, I was nearby investigating precisely because abyss mages often come out from that ruin to explore. They seem to be searching the remains of ruin guards for a certain valuable object to take back to the ruins. However, they look disappointed, so it would seem they haven't found it yet.
Uh-oh, Porky Pink is trying to enter my
Well,
world.
then why didn't you grab one of them
Oh no,
just now
Porky
and
Pink has
ask what
entered
they
my
were
world.
up to?
I certainly don't mean to be merciful towards these monsters of the abyss, but I have a feeling that their plan with this object is of major importance
Oh,
to the
he left.
entire abyss order. One cannot discover the truth behind it through interrogation. Or rather, these abyss mages likely fear something else much more than they do a painful interrogation.
Paimon is getting goosebumps thinking about all of this.
All right, we shouldn't waste too much time here. Let's continue our search.
That reminds me. The other day I had someone enter my world and just asked if I need any help with anything. And I said no, thanks. And they were like, okay, see ya. And I think that's very cute.
Those abyss mages just now. Were they trying to ambush us?
No. They were just digging through these abandoned ruin guards looking for something of value.
Oh, is that so? The Traveler here seems to like doing that a lot too. Looking for chaos devices, chaos
Wait, why is
circuits.
this playing again? Oh, it's because the guy
In
entered my
fact,
world.
They seem, however, that
Well then, why didn't you grab one of them just...
I certainly, but I have a one cannot, or rather, these abyss mages. All right.
Wait. Okay, there we go. Oh man. I'm gonna bring out my main squad. Because these ice guys are not having it.
Yeah, nice and spicy. Live as a good knight should.
Give up.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Your life is mine. It's nothing.
Order, Ruin Guards sure are active around here. Seems wherever we find an Abyss Mage hideout, there's often a bunch of Ruin Guards roaming around too. Is that just a coincidence? Or...
Yes, I have. I know several people that have not, and they're all, like, better off than me. They have better characters and better gear. So you definitely don't have to spend money. And I would recommend not. But I have. But I have terrible luck.
There are no coincidences in the world. Everything is the fruit of seeds planted long ago. Just like your appearance in that tavern. Time is just waiting for those seeds to sprout. Forget it. Just some needless musings.
One of my buddies has been playing since launch, just like me, and yeah, he's doing super well. He has really strong stuff.
The connection between the Abyss Order and the Ruin Guards is by no means incidental. Rather, they are both branches that have grown out and up from the same roots below.
Branches? Roots? What do you mean exactly?
He's very strategic with his resources, though, so that's mostly why he's really smart about it.
Both originate from an ancient nation that was destroyed 500 years ago. Khaenri'ah.
Khaenri'ah.
Huh? Khaenri'ah?
Wait. Is she gonna recognize it? Are we gonna recognize that word?
Really? The Abyss Order and Ruin Guards are left over from after the destruction of that nation? Oh. Speaking of Khaenri'ah, that's really a super ancient name. Oh, right. As your guide, Paimon should explain a bit here.
Oh,
a
yes.
long time ago, the nation of Khaenri'ah was... Huh?
We do recognize it. That's where we're from.
You have memories of being there. But that nation was destroyed 500 years ago.
Is that so? Well, everyone has their secrets. You did not pry into mine, so I shall not pry into yours.
Ooh, I like Dane's Leaf, man.
But, if you would like to tell me, I will listen. So, the Khaenri'ah you saw, what was it like?
Well, it's worth a shot.
So that's the complete story, huh? Paimon thought that you ran into that unknown god first.
I see. So your first memory after coming to this world was being awoken by your sister from within that meteorite.
Wait, being awoken by your sister from within the meteorite?
It seems your sister woke up first. But the question is, how long before you?
And then your sister told you that the destruction of Khaenri'ah plunged the whole world into chaos, and that you two should leave this world called Teyvat?
The destruction of Khaenri'ah? She said that?
That's what I heard at the time.
That destruction you witnessed, that's history from 500 years ago. It seems the first time you awoke in this world was indeed during that period.
Huh. So your sister must have understood this world better than you did, because she woke up first.
And it was shortly after that that you encountered an unknown god who blocked your path, so you couldn't escape.
Oh, Paimon knows this part really well.
I understand. When you awoke at that time and hurriedly tried to leave for another world, you didn't know anything about Khaenri'ah. But now, since you have come to gain some understanding of Teyvat, you are able to guess that the war you witnessed all those years ago must be the war that ended Khaenri'ah. Am I right?
Sure, yes.
If that's the case, you must have been
Ooh, I like
flipping
this
through all
shot.
sorts
This
of
is
books
really nice.
during our adventure these past few months. Before going to Mondstadt, you had just looked at some vague materials. Later, we managed to gather a whole bunch of old books from all around Mondstadt and Liyue, but you told Paimon they were useless.
Do I have a favorite Halo game? I think Halo 3 is my favorite. And then 2, and then 1. And then Reach. And then ODST. And then 4.
So, the whole time you were just trying to learn more about Conria so you could find your sister? Oh, yeah! You can travel around the 7 nations to find the 7. But where can you go to find a nation that was destroyed 500 years ago?
I probably know more about Conria than both of you.
Oh, is that so?
Conria was a nation without a god. Not because it had a god that died or abandoned them, but because it never had a god to begin with. It was a powerful nation, built purely by humans. An unprecedented, flourishing, and glorious civilization. It was the pride of humankind.
A nation without a god?
Later events unfolded just as you remember. It was all destroyed by gods.
You mean that...
500 years ago, the gods descended upon the world and brought desolation to Conria. The pride of humankind was uprooted and crushed, like a weed removed from the garden of the gods.
Dude, this is heavy.
How could that be? The history books don't say anything about that.
Yes, well, continuing to discuss the past now will only dampen our spirits.
The next time I see Venti or Zhongli, no, I need to hear an explanation for why this happened.
Let's keep moving. I will tell you more of what you want to know as we continue our search.
Hey, Kelvin. Good evening. How are you? Ow. I'm okay, man. Thank you. Just chilling with some Genshin. Do you think you could... Yeah, I bet you could play every game. Rain's
Over
all...
there! It's more ruin guards and abyss mages.
What up, man? How you doing? Oh, dude, I never noticed their little armpit pads. They rotate? Or is this a glitch? Because it has the same texture as this, but this isn't rotating. I wonder if it's a glitch. I'm about to go to sleep. How's it hanging? I'm alright, man. I beat 2016 a while, like a week ago or so. More than a week ago, I think. I started Doom Eternal on Saturday. I had a freaking blast. I love the Doom games, man. They're so good. I had no idea. But all the praise they get totally makes sense now. Oh, nothing can run Cyberpunk.
Ian was just saying how these ancient machines are from Conria.
Yeah, you said like one thing in my Doom Eternal stream.
So,
Which is fine.
did Conria
If you're
have
busy,
a lot
you're
of ruins
busy.
that needed to be guarded?
No, Ruin Guard is the name modern people have given
Maybe
these
that was the
machines.
Halo stream, actually.
No one called them that 500 years ago. These Ruin Guards were known as field tillers by the people of Canria.
Field tillers?
Field tillers?
What a strange name. So they were just farming equipment.
It's not like you think. Field tiller was just a code name.
Oh, okay.
The people of Canria like to give code names to their weapons. The land is not to be tilled with farming tools, but rather is to be fought for with steel and blood. This is how the field tiller came about.
Yeah, you want a graphics card. But it's, yeah, they're very hard to get right now and way overpriced. Oh, yeah, Rain. There was actually a couple of sections that took me forever. I think one of them took me an hour or so. And then there was a boss at the end of the stream that took me about an hour as well. Holy crap, what a fight. So dang fun, though.
Fought for with steel and blood? Well, that's an interesting way of understanding tilling. Paimon doesn't think it's a very positive interpretation.
After the destruction of Canria, these masterless field tillers went completely out of control. They wandered aimlessly over the centuries, gradually spreading to every corner of Teyvat.
That was like a 9.5 hour stream. And then at the very end, I was told playing on high frame rates makes the game harder. And I'm sitting there playing at 240 frames. And so I'm gonna probably reduce the frames a bit and see if I notice any difference. The game running that fast, it makes the AI like impossibly quick. They pretty much don't miss anything. and sometimes they move differently as well. That makes it harder. Which is proven. Somebody linked it to me, and I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I played for 9 hours at 240 frames. Yeah, they weren't normally, but I kind of feel like the price will not go down now. Now that manufacturers know they can get away with this kind of pricing, I don't think they will. Also, Rainsoul, I'm willing to admit I'm not very good.
Perhaps resonating with the sorrow of other civilizations lost to time, they found their way to various ruins across the land, where they lie dormant.
Which is harder? Shoot, that's actually a tough question. Because going into 2016, you know, it was a completely new type of game to me. I didn't know the fundamentals and basics and everything, but going into Eternal, I had the right mindset and everything. I kind of knew the basics. Even though there was a lot of new stuff, I still had a lot of it down, you know. And yet, I think I've died more in Eternal. So, probably Eternal. Then again, once again, I had running 240 frames, so yeah. Harder than Halo 2 Legendary. It's different because the Halo 2 Legendary is cheap. It's cheap. You're just strolling along and boom, you're dead. I think in the Doom games you have more tools at your disposal to deal with everything going on. Whereas in Halo 2, you can definitely get effed. Like, I remember on occasion, uh, I had to die repeatedly so that the checkpoint would send me back, just so I can reassess and restock up on weapons, because my checkpoint was so bad to where I had nothing. And it's brutal in that way.
Well, that sounds so sad. Yeah, Paimon thinks you've been doing a real good job of that.
Dude, you were killing it, Rain. You have mad patience. I've never seen you get mad.
Once you understand more, those details won't mean much to you. But no matter their past, all that remains of them now is the danger they pose. So destroy them all.
I would definitely recommend... Ah, man, it's hard. I want to recommend playing on Nightmare for the Doom games, but I don't know. This is the way I play. I love that kind of brutality. But yeah, that's me personally. What the heck?
Give up.
Nova, get them! You're toast!
Brace yourself! This is gonna hurt!
Steady as a dutiful maid would.
It's nothing.
Who's next?
Huh? This abyss mage dropped a talisman. Could it be a communication of some kind?
Alright, have a good night, Rain. Thanks for swinging by, man. Good to see you again. It's been a minute.
This talisman seems connected to the Abyss Herald. But why would an Abyss Mage be carrying it? Perhaps it really does contain information about their operation.
Don't worry about being bad, Zenith. You wouldn't be the first bad player we played with.
But Paimon can't read the writing on it.
For example,
Is that the script of Conria?
I am constantly eating up all of our lives.
Engulf the faith of an enemy
And
in
NBK
flame,
just has to deal
and
with
bring
it.
glory to Her Highness the Princess.
What? Is that what it says?
Loom of Fate, initial operation.
Oh, this is cool. He's reading it.
They, the Abyss, seem to be carrying out a large operation. The keyword here is Loom of Fate. It seems like they are still launching the operation, or rather, are still conducting preliminary tests.
Loom of Fate? What's that? Is it literally a fate-weaving machine?
Luminary. Is it related to the inverted statue?
From the horrible feeling Paimon's been getting, those eerie ruins are super likely to be related to this fate-weaving operation. So, Dane, what message does this talisman contain?
Oh, I clicked. It's not.
I'm reading it now. An ambitious operation. But some parts are difficult to understand.
How so?
In short, the first phase of the plan is related to Osile, Overlord of the Vortex.
Is that the Abyss Herald? Or is that a completely different person?
The Overlord of the Vortex? You mean that god in the ocean?
Oh, never mind. That's... Oh. I don't think we were able to destroy it last time.
What do they want with Osile?
Could it be the same as with Dvalin?
I know of your past heroics regarding Dvalin, and I also know of the Abyss Order's role in the Storm Terror incident. Though you may not have been aware of it at the time, you were thwarting an Abyss Order operation similar to this one.
Last time it was Venti's old friend. This time it's a huge ancient god. The Abyss Order keeps setting their sights higher and higher. Will the Abyss Order use their lies and dark magic to corrupt Osile, just as they did Dvalin?
No. From the contents of the talisman, this operation goes one step further. They won't just corrupt Osile's mind. They also plan to use the ancient technology behind the field tillers to completely transform Osile's body.
Is that even possible? So wait, the Abyss Order wants to make some sort of cybernetic squid god of mass destruction?
She does sound a little different, but I think it's the same person.
Very few people today truly understand the civilization of Khaenri'ah. Though, of course, the accuracy of that understanding itself is difficult to judge.
He 100% will be eventually.
Only the Abyss Order has consistently sought out the remnants of Khaenri'ah. Despite being far from human, they seek out this lost human civilization quite persistently. The talisman's message states that they will use the defiled statue as a base, attaching Osile's limbs to construct a mechanized god. And the new core that shall replace the orb usually held by the Statue of the Seven is the eye of the very first field tiller.
The eye of the very first field tiller? Oh, Paimon gets it! All those Abyss mages are looking for the special eye, right?
It would seem so.
Let's find the eye before they do.
This whole thing keeps getting more complicated. But basically, it all has to do with that eerie Statue of the Seven we saw, right?
Yes. According to the talisman, the eye should be placed in the hands of the defiled statue.
Oh, so we saw it,
thereby imbuing the newly born god with the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Celestia.
Oh boy, the Abyss Order sure isn't holding back with this plan. Since no one knows where the first field tiller is, how about we take the information about the statue as the starting point for our investigation?
The statue looked like the Animo Archon. They all do.
That tone-deaf bard is too difficult to track down anyway. Let's go to the cathedral first and ask around. Maybe we'll learn something.
The cathedral?
Huh? What's the matter, Dane?
Nothing. Let's get moving.
Dude. I'm gonna be pumped if we get, like, a teaser and get to, like, try him out for a battle or something. That would be nuts. Halo 4 runs pretty well? Cool. That's, like, the best looking game in the MCC, so you're fine, dude. I think Halo 4 holds up visually in a lot of ways, even today.
A huge statue, a grandiose cathedral. The people of Mondstadt clearly spent a great deal of resources and energy to construct them. But how aware of this was the Animo Archon on receiving this gift? And how much did he give back in return?
Hey, Diggs. How are you?
Faith doesn't ask for anything in return, though, does it?
As long as the gods have a clear conscience about it all, there's nothing I can say about it.
Shh! We're about to enter the cathedral. Don't say anything bad about the Animal Archon. And actually, the Animal Archon is... never mind.
He's our friend.
I never specifically said I would enter the cathedral. I'll leave you two to mingle with the sisters.
Rosa? Do we get to talk to Rosa? Aren't you curious, dude?
You are the honorary knight of Mondstadt. They will surely allow you to poke into these affairs with their utmost trust. Having me tag along would only make them suspicious.
You don't think you'll be popular among the sisters?
Correct. And just as our little friend said, I might say something bad about the church at any time. When a non-believer steps onto holy ground, the result is never pretty.
Fair enough,
I have never received the favor of the gods.
If he's
in the
uncomfortable
past.
with it, that's fine.
I don't see any reason I would need it now, or in the future either. That's enough about that. While we've been chit-chatting, the Abyss Order continues to act.
You'll get the most lore from...
Okay, then we'll just go in ourselves and ask around.
from external content. You won't actually get a ton of lore in the games themselves.
I should warn you about one thing. Don't go mentioning the defiled statue inside the cathedral. The Church of Favonius wouldn't ignore the matter of the statue, but if they rashly tried anything against the Abyss Order, it would only ruin whatever element of surprise we may have.
But if 4 and 5 are all you've played, then yeah, I think having context with 1, 2, and 3 might help. Especially Master Chief's first experience with them. Because in Halo 1, dude, like, you play half the game not knowing the Flood even exists, so it's really cool when this sudden third party appears, and they're way different from the Covenant you've been fighting. It's really cool. Oh, Infinite will be loaded, I'm sure.
Also, meddling in the affairs of the Abyss
Infinite
usually
content.
doesn't end well for anyone.
Thank you for finishing that. I have no doubt it'll be better. Hey, Barbara. Look at you. She's doing the artifact pose. I can't see her feet though, so I don't know if she's doing exactly that. You know what? Fun fact, Barbara and Jean are siblings.
Honorary Knight! Hi, how have you been? Do you need anything today?
Hey, they actually added a little echo to the voices in here.
But I should first make it clear that if you need to borrow the Holy Lyre to Hermel again, we cannot oblige. It seems she hasn't realized it's just an illusion.
Even her thoughts are echoed.
Oh, we're here to ask some questions about something. Barbara, have you heard about the first field tiller?
What's that? Field tiller. What does it do?
Of course you wouldn't know anything about that. Okay, next question. Has the church ever lost a statue of the Seven?
Huh? You're here to ask about that old story?
Oh.
Well, I didn't expect that. That was such a long time ago, barely
Yeah.
anyone mentions it nowadays. A long time ago, there was indeed one statue of the Seven that disappeared one night without a trace. Nearly every member of the church joined the search for it, but it was never found. In the church's records, as you might assume, this incident has been called the Lost Statue of the Seven.
Of course!
Of course?
Nothing? So do you have any other clues? Paimon means any other strange stories? Sorry, Barbara, but we can't tell you about the statue we saw just yet. Like Dane said outside, it's for your own good.
Aw, look at her face. What a cutie.
Other strange stories? I'm not sure. Let me think about what other unusual incidents are in the church's records. Oh, the Tyrant's Final Fury? No, that's from another time. Probably unrelated.
The Tyrant's Final Fury?
Oh, this refers to a time of great danger that engulfed old Mondstadt, the place now known as Storm Terror's lair. Many, many years ago, there was a time when balls of fire would rain from the sky whenever anyone approached old Mondstadt.
Balls of fire raining from the sky? How terrifying!
People at that time believed it was a curse laid down by the god of storms, so they referred to it as the Tyrant's Final Fury.
Oh, nighttime.
This strange phenomenon continued for about a year. No one was ever able to solve it. It just gradually ceased on its own.
Wild.
Right. Later, the theory of the Tyrant's Final Fury became less probable in the eyes of the church. Common reasoning dictates that the god of storms wouldn't shoot fireballs. Perhaps it was something else that caused the disaster. Anyway, this incident might not be related to the lost statue of the Seven, but I just can't think of any other strange incidents that might be.
It's okay. Thanks anyway!
There's that pointless word, thank you, again. I can never get used to hearing it.
Always keyboard and mouse for first-person shooters, in my opinion.
Oh, Rosaria,
No question.
it's you.
Dude, Rosa.
If you're looking for the Knights of Favonius, they're busy with those monsters again.
Those monsters?
Those monsters that tried to attack Mondstadt last time during the Storm Terror incident?
Wasn't that the Abyss Order? They're at it again?
Indeed. They're gathering in Wolvendom, causing great unrest among the wolves. Could it be that the Abyss Order is targeting the spirit of Lupus Boreas? As for what purpose, I can't say for certain. Master Jean has already headed off to Wolvendom. I must also begin to make a move myself.
Master Jean.
Then I will go as well.
Master Jean said you should stay at the church and continue your work with the clergy.
But you're also a member of the clergy.
Don't worry, I'll go help as well.
Right! We'll go give Master Jean a hand!
Oh, okay. If the honorary knight will be there, then... But please, everyone, be careful. May the Animal Archon protect you all.
Well, I mean, obviously, play what you're comfortable with. It doesn't matter. But I do recommend giving it a try.
I see. Has the Abyss Order already launched a new operation? This could very well have something to do with the defiled statue. We should go as well.
But what is the to Wolvendom for anyway? Are they looking to do the same as they did with Dvalin? Not again!
No, that's not likely. Unlike Osial, who was just suppressed, Andreas died long ago. Today, it is just his spirit that stands guard over Wolvendom. The Abyss Herald may just be targeting the spirit of Andreas in an attempt to garner some information from one of the Animo Archon's old companions.
Whoa, that was a weird cut. Yeah, I probably won't play Doom tonight. Yeah.
The Abyss Order!
Don't underestimate the enemy. Let's take them now.
This is taking way more time than I expected.
The closer we get to the target, the more enemies there are. Fits the Abyss Order's style.
We should hurry up and find a Lupus Boreas.
Yeah, let's go!
I'm not going any further.
Come on.
Huh? Why not? Is it because you're afraid of fluffy animals?
Aren't fluffy things cute?
It has nothing to do with wolves. It's because Boreas was an ancient god, yet he willingly became a servant of the Seven. I cannot possibly agree with his actions. I don't desire any interaction with him. Besides, you're the one people like. I'm less likable. There's nothing special about gods anyway.
Whoa, look at his eyes.
It's just my opinion, but a word of advice. Always be on your guard when around gods. You shouldn't place too much trust in them. But at the same time, don't go too far in the opposite direction. Don't go trying to overthrow them or hunt them down, even if the god in question is your sworn enemy.
Don't trust them and don't hunt them. That's some awkward advice. Does Dane hate the Seven, or is he...
Lest I repeat the failings of my forebears, I will tell you one final fact.
Huh? What fact?
The destruction of the nation of Canria by the gods is the reason the Abyss Order now seeks to destroy the nations watched over by the Seven.
Whoa, what?
Well,
also, cool song again.
We should get back to business. I will go take care of the remaining Abyss Order members in the area. Try and keep your visit with Boreas brief. Afterward, let's meet at the entrance to Wolvendom.
Up, there he goes. What a strange man. Yeah, that's true. You also keep your guard up against unfamiliar gods. At the Rite of Dissension in Liyue, your decision was very similar to what Dane would do.
When there's a lack of trust, it's best just to avoid the situation entirely.
Not the easiest situation.
Honorary Knight, Paimon.
Oh,
what are you two doing here?
Oh, Master Jean! So glad we found you. Rosaria told us that you came here to fight the Abyss Order, so we came to help.
Then your help is greatly appreciated. The Abyss Order's sudden offensive is very strange. They have surrounded Wolvendom. I am preparing to send out some knights to fight back. I just scouted out all of Wolvendom, but I did not see you. Rosaria told me that the Abyss Order is going after Boreas. But the Abyss Order and Boreas... what is the connection between them?
They just like to cause trouble. Do they really need a reason?
I don't see why not, Zenith, yeah?
the Animal Archon's buddies?
I think you don't have to worry about anything, Zenith. Unless you want to start, like, streaming on that PC, there might be issues. If you wanna max out settings, there might be issues. But if you're just playing games, you're fine, man.
That is true. Regardless, whether the reason behind the present threat is clear or not, I will handle the situation. Honorary Knight, please go and check if Lupus Boreas is in any danger. This god's spirit... He does not often see people, but I hear that you have met him before. Maybe it is best that you are also the one to meet him this time.
I'll do it.
Okay, be careful. Thank you for your help, Honorary Knight of Favonius.
Dude, sweet. We never get to interact with Jean in a cutscene. Cut Jean.
Go as one!
Whoa, no! Oh my god.
Look!
Razor's
over
there!
It's Razor! And the Abyss Herald!
Wait, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. With the moon and everything, dude. Let's go. Hurry up before it sets too much. It's behind clouds. Plus I blurred it too much. I got her in a pose. The moon is just completely gone now. Dang it. Wow, I stopped right on time.
You not welcome here.
Oh yes, this is sick.
So, the wolf's wretched spirit likes to raise wild pups now. You claim to be a guardian, yet your once sharp claws have clearly dulled since your days of godly glory. If you serve us, we can restore your divine powers you once held in the past. Lies. Lies.
What the heck is this ceremony? He looks like he's in a lot of pain. Oh no, is this the same thing they did to corrupt Dvalin's mind?
Wolves never surrender. But this can't go on.
I'll stop this.
No matter how many times you resist us, your efforts are all in vain.
Oh, and the sunrise too, perfect. Oh, I brought the wrong party again, dang it.
Before the abyss.
Go as one!
Tidal wave. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Access denied.
Oh, I thought he died.
Next on
Guess
the
not.
agenda.
Oh, he's invincible right now. I missed. Oh, he has a water shield up. That's why. Oh, yeah. No!
Rex Lapis. I am sorry.
You're right. I wonder if it's a glitch. Or if it's really just... He doesn't get one. Oh my gosh. I'm getting wrecked now. Yeah, he has a water shield up. I need to take down.
Next on the agenda.
Oh my gosh. He unfreezes very quickly.
Next on the agenda.
Almost there.
The ceremony was interrupted. How fortunate for you. How does an old spirit have such determined will? No matter. This is but a small unforeseen variable. Our grand scheme will not be affected.
It disappeared again!
He sure ran away quickly.
Thank you. You came. Just in time.
Human Lupercal. I am ashamed that you must see me in my present state. But still, the Abyss Herald underestimated my strength.
Lupus Boreas never refuses trial, but scary outsider, not respect trial rules. I too didn't see the trap.
Wait, so you mean the Abyss Order had everything prepared to corrupt Lupus Boreas' mind, then lured him out under the pretense of challenging him in a trial?
Thank you. In the future, my claws must get sharper. You smelled danger and came here?
No, we heard about the danger. Paimon's nose doesn't even know what danger smells like. Besides coming to help, we actually have something to ask you about too. Excuse us, Mr. Wolf God. Do you know anything about the first field tiller?
I pay no heed to the contraptions of humans. I know not what this field tiller is. Though there was indeed one human-made machine that I can never forget.
How do you know we're talking about a human-made machine?
It entered into my proving ground by accident, and I mistook it for a challenger. But it could not think, only fight. It was designed as a pure killing machine from top to bottom. I eventually damaged it greatly with one of my attacks. Before it fell to the ground, it fled the proving ground.
By the sounds of it, it's possible that could have been the very first field tiller, right?
Did it shoot missiles?
Missiles? I do not
I know it chose the
this
wrong one.
Strange word. As I said, I pay no heed to the control. It could spin, leap high into the air, and even shoot fireballs. Although no match for a god, it was stronger than even many who wield visions.
Fireballs? Hey, didn't we hear this somewhere else recently as well?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this pretty much proves that the first field tiller came to Mondstadt, doesn't it? It sounds like the first one was way stronger than the mass-produced ruin guards that came after. But in this story, it was damaged at the proving ground while fighting the Wolf of the North.
Don't know, but did we help?
Yes, you were a big help. Thanks. We need to to keep investigating something super important. The Abyss Herald may have left, but the Abyss's forces are still attacking. You two be careful.
Yes, I smell more danger. Bigger danger. You too, also be careful.
Well, that was some good intel. Quick, let's go tell Dane.
Is this the way the quest is ending? What a cliffhanger. There better be more.
Did you see Master Jean?
I saw her, but purposely avoided her. As both the Lion Fang Knight and acting Grand Master, she naturally would have some reservations towards me. If I'm not careful, one day I may find myself becoming the object of one of her investigations.
True.
But back to the matter at hand. I defeated some of the Abyss forces, but wasn't able to gather any information. Did you have more success?
I want to see you defeat people.
I see. Well then, we can more or less figure out where the first field tiller ended up.
Huh? Really? Just from the Lupus Boreas story?
That information combined with a more comprehensive analysis. For example, the old story you told me you heard in the cathedral. Exactly. The strange story told to you by that young sister, long mistaken to be a curse rained down by a deceased tyrant.
The fireballs from the sky were probably missiles. The ancient people of Mondstadt wouldn't have seen fireballs for what they were, yeah. Actually, Barbara's a deaconess. I don't even know if Dane Sleeve knows what a missile is, so let's go with this one.
Paimon gets it. So the tyrant's final fury was really just missiles fired from the field tiller after it ran from Wolvendom. After it was damaged in the fight with the Wolf of the North, it must have wandered into the ruins of Old Mondstadt and stayed there. Then, whenever anyone got close, pew, pew, boom! It would fire a ton of missiles at them, until one day it finally broke down for good, and the fireballs stopped raining from the sky. Back then, the people of Mondstadt hadn't seen many ruin guards before, so they came to interpret it as the tyrant's final fury.
This is cute.
It looks like we need to make a trip to Storm Terror's lair and comb the entire area.
No.
What do you mean?
I remember.
Huh? You mean... Oh, Paimon remembers too! We saw that abandoned ruin guard sitting atop the tower when we went there before. Can't forget something like that.
Let's heal up. Okay. I thought it was gonna look significantly different.
This is it, right? Okay then, use your elemental sight to look for the eye.
It's doing that thing with its armpits.
Ooh, so what did you see? Huh? Nothing? Oh, but Paimon was so excited. What's going on? Are you sure you did it right?
This requires another method. Using elemental sight on a field tiller is of no use because it is not powered by the elements. Let me give it a try.
Why is it hiding his hand? Oh.
And done.
What?
Wow!
The very thing the Abyss Herald has been seeking all along. The eye of the first field tiller. All of the ruin guards today are just replicas of this machine. As the prototype, its combat capability was unrestricted.
Prototype? Oh, Paimon doesn't know that word. Is it another ancient term from Conria?
As the Abyss Order has surmised, if this eye is placed in the hands of the defiled statue, and if the limbs of Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, are attached to the statue, there you have a mechanized god. And this newly born god will have the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
What an extreme and dangerous operation.
Yes.
Yes.
Then, what should we do with this eye?
Oh, shoot. We can't hide it. Someone will find it. We have to guard it forever.
No. I'll guard it myself.
Huh? You? Dane? You won't go and do anything crazy with it, will you?
You may doubt me if you wish, but I must ensure it does not fall into the wrong hands. No matter where we may hide it, they will find it. And as for the Church of Favonius, well, you know I don't trust them.
He made this thing appear out of nowhere.
Oh, right.
But our work isn't done yet. To avoid any further repercussions, we must also take care of that defiled statue.
How so?
We can't have the church get involved. Let's handle it ourselves. As for what I mean by take care of it, naturally I mean to completely destroy it.
You could have omitted that sentence, mihoyo.
Destroy it? That's a statue of the Seven! As well as being a really important cultural relic, they're actually divine too! Well, good thing we didn't tell Barbara earlier. Otherwise she'd be going completely bonkers right now!
Do the Seven really expect me to help them look after what belongs to them? Let's go back to those ruins and destroy the inverted statue. If we are lucky, we will also run into that Abyss Herald. I'll make sure it doesn't get away this time.
Well, if you came with us to Boreas, you punk. Teleport waypoint unlocked. Wait. What teleport waypoint did I unlock? Let's go with the main party. Just in case.
So after all that running around, we end up right back here again. Look at us. We barely escaped this place last time, and now we're strolling right back in.
What the heck?
Gee, surely we must be some of the bravest adventurers in all of Teyvat. That or the stupidest. To get to that creepy statue, we just need to follow the path we used to escape last time. That should take us right to it.
Whee!
Yep, that'll work.
Oh, just. Oh, another one. Oh no!
Looks like we're here.
Sure are.
An eerie, lifeless, dark chamber. I understand the evil aura you were describing earlier.
The way he read it.
Oh, such a scary place.
Be careful to not be overwhelmed by the power of the defiled statue. The Abyss Herald. It's here.
You sense correctly. You are just as vexatious as ever, Dainsleif, enemy of the Abyss. I sense your soul is stained by terrible bloodshed, perhaps from your darkest nightmares. Unless... Oh, and something far more dangerous. You reek of a corruption familiar to me.
Whoa.
Then we are the same. We're both dangerous. But dangers from outside of the Abyss Order must be caught and caged.
I imagine so, yeah. Probably another phase.
It is your words that forever reek of corruption.
I want to see Dainsleif in action,
Time to
dude.
silence you!
Ah, we have to do it.
Steady as nice and spicy.
Give up.
Jukes. And he's halfway dead.
Give up. Give up.
Oh, dang it, he put the shield up.
Submit.
Oh crap.
It's nothing.
Nova, get them! Leave it all to me.
I've got water shields.
Don't waste my time.
Oh, that was sick, dude. Nice attack. Whoa! Oh, this is sick! That was... Oh my god, what is happening? Oh. Our sister.
Princess.
Hey! Could
Lamine!
Aether.
I finally found you.
Wait! She just blocked an attack against the Abyss Herald! Your sister and the Abyss?
Aether, why are you with Dane?
What?
Uh-huh?
Why are you asking about something that doesn't matter?
Your sister knows Dane?
Lumine, we meet again.
What's going on here? Dane knows her too?
You shouldn't team up with this man. He is my enemy.
Lumine.
Hold on a sec.
But it must be said. Don't try to stop me. Don't try to stop the Abyss. That man, Dainsleif, was the Twilight Sword, one of the royal guards of the final dynasty of Conria. 500 years ago, he failed to prevent the destruction of Conria. A curse of immortality was laid upon him to forever wander the wilderness, while he watched the people he was supposed to protect turn into monsters of the Abyss.
You're saying
Look at Harold.
Dane is from Conria? The same Conria
Standing
that
there
was
chilling.
destroyed 500 years ago? And you said the people turned into monsters? You're trying to tell Paimon that the Abyss Order is not only related to Conria, but is actually the people of Conria themselves?
Whoa, dude.
And the whole thing about Dane being your enemy... Oh, Paimon's so confused.
You can tell me all this later. Let's go home, Lamine.
Home. Yes, of course. Home is wherever we are together. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. At least, not yet. Until the Abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end.
Capital D Destiny?
Listen to me, Aether.
No, never mind. It wasn't.
I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world.
What do you mean?
So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, brother. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
What the F, dude? Dude, let's go. Oh, we didn't make it. Oh my god.
They left. Oh, don't be too sad. We'll find them again.
Dane made
Look
that.
on the bright side. At least we got some really useful information.
You're right, Paimon. There's hope.
Uh-huh, that's right. At least now, as well as the Seven, Dane is also a key part of finding your sibling too, right?
He has the prototype's eyeball, and he went with them. And he's alone now. Once we get to Inazuma, we should keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, the tease.
That's right. By the way, what they said just now is all pretty confusing. Did you understand it at all?
I was a little focused on Lamine to really listen carefully.
Oh, well then, let's go over it again.
Please, yes. Oh. Alright.
First off, that Abyss Herald called your sister Princess.
Princess, yeah, dude.
It seems like your sister is leading the Abyss Order. Even the Abyss Herald answers to her. Still, we don't know for sure if she's the highest ranking leader in the organization. Also, your sister said that she wants to engulf the thrones and go to war with destiny. What the heck does that mean? Could it be that she wants to destroy the Seven and the Seven Nations? Next thing, turns out the Abyss Order monsters are really what the people of Conria turned into after their nation was destroyed. This story is just plain terrifying. And Dane is from Conria too! He witnessed its destruction 500 years ago! But he didn't turn into a monster, and now he's fighting the Abyss Order. So that's why your sister said that Dane is her enemy, right? But if the monsters of the Abyss are the same people that Dane protected all those years ago, then why is he enemies with the Abyss Order now? Also, how come after all this time we spent searching for your sister, it turns out she's on the side of the Abyss? What's up with that?
Many new questions and very few answers.
Yeah, you're right. Then we can't let ourselves get down about it now.
What is this first-person perspective with Paimon?
Our journey's not over yet. Let's get a move on. Time to leave this terrible dark place and get back to the surface where the sun shines bright. If your sister wants you to reach the end of your journey, well then, show her what you're made of. Come on, traveler, let's go.
Oh man, it's freaking fascinating. Look, they did the camera pull out. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, that was so many implications. I love that. Welcome back. Oh man, that was so good. Oh, loud. Oh, this one again. They laid out our journey, kinda. Not really. I thought they would have, like, kept our sister a secret for the longest time. But they actually revealed her already. We got to talk with her. She's currently not on our side, but she obviously, like, wants us to understand. Of course, Zenith. Do you mean on Genshin? Here. Six 024575545. Go ahead
Even
and
if an antique is priceless,
use that to
the
add me.
happiness it brings lasts.
We got to learn a lot about Conria and Dainsleif. More than I expected. And we probably have to wait 2 more months again. Just to hope we get more out of that. But first is... I imagine we're gonna have to fight that Mecha
In a trade
squid.
war, the perfect hunter leaves no
Cyber squid. That, assuming they ever get the eyeball to make it. But I don't know. Maybe they won't, considering what we just did. A whole lot of like lore regarding the gods, the archons, like Zhongli and Venti. Like, they seem even more important, more than ever before. And obviously they already were, but yeah. Are they the ones that destroyed? Are they the ones that helped destroy Conria? I don't know. Oh yeah, I got it. Check. Z-Man.